7 a.m., and it's now time for the Morning Watch with Mr. Stokeley Marshall.
Listeners to Love 101 FM are advised that the views and opinions expressed in this program are not necessarily those of Love 101 FM.
Welcome to the Morning Watch on Love 101 FM. I'm your host, Stokeley Marshall. A special welcome to all listeners on love101.org. And if you are overseas and on the move, US listeners can access us at 7128-328-001. And if you are in the UK, 0330-332-6541. Or join us via the Love 101 FM app that can be downloaded from the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. You can also check us out on Love 101 FM Facebook and YouTube Live. In the main watch today, dunce or fully bright. And in the second watch, a global rice shortage, possible impact on Jamaica. For our social media question, we ask, what are your thoughts on any sort of messaging on school items? Share your responses on our Facebook or YouTube, Love 101 FM Jamaica Live, and also WhatsApp comments and voice notes to 876-997-3125 using the hashtag The Morning Watch. We'll share your comments later on the program, but first, here's I quote.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today's I quote says, happiness is the only thing that multiplies when you share it. And this one is by Albert Schweitzer.
Well, it's not only happiness, but it's interesting.
That's
happiness. I don't think it's the only thing, but maybe
one. I mean, there's more than one. What I mean, for the sake of the I quote.
Mr. Jukal Dyer, how are you doing this morning, sir?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. How are you?
I am well. Looking forward to a good show, and the topics today look quite interesting.
Right.
I'll leave it there for now. The main watch will be back after this break.
Great sardine with the chef and the beginner. Follow the pan with pepper, that are the winner. Shop on supermarkets, everybody sell it. Do all of them nice. Pass the back, make push it.
Great sardines, follow the better flavor.
Me pull up at the gas station and the attendant come up.
87 or 90.
I don't know why him think I would put 87 in my new car. But me answer him. But when him say
cash or card,
me say, big man, why would I take my cash and buy gas? I pay for everything with my surgical bank credit card. Grocery, gas, bills. Cause when you use your card, you get your reward. If I pay cash, you are gonna give me a reward.
We can wipe your windscreen.
Earn the best rewards ever with surgical bank credit cards. Conditions apply.
Calling all couples. P&S Events and Vacations invite you to rekindle Marriage Still a Key at Couples Swept Away, November 17 to 20, 2023, hosted by the Eastwoods for 2 nights, 125,000 Jamaican dollars. For 3 nights, 187,500 Jamaican dollars. Discover each other's love language. Create your vision board. Join the All White Catherine Cruise. For more information and bookings, contact 876-585-9116 or 876-898-9698. Rates are per couple. Limited rooms available.
They're full of life. You're full of love. They're carefree. You care more. That's why we created Child Protector, a critical illness insurance plan from Sagicor Life. It provides coverage for your child in the event of 15 critical illnesses, hospitalization benefits, life insurance, and investment benefits. So make sure your child can live life to the fullest. Apply for Sagicor Child Protector today.
Hey, my peeps, get this on the regular. Your HIV status if you consider the least of a test once a year. Just 15 minutes and your status clear. Cause it might not show up on your timeline and you learn too late, so you're out of time. A progressive future, one little, really long life, our story. You hear?
Remember, update the status in a real life. Do an HIV test today.
Just 15 minutes and your status clear. Really long life, our story. Really long life, we say you, coming from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
The world is changing and so should you. Diversify your career and get local and international certification in 2 to 6 months at Distinction College. Start online and face-to-face class in medical assistant, medical lab tech, pediatrics and psychiatric nursing, ECG tech, home attendant, hairdressing, makeup, nail tech, call center, supervisory and events planning management, cashiering, media broadcasting and travel tourism. Register this week and get free subjects and free courses. No subjects required, no age limits. Visit us in Kingston, Spanish Town, Ocho and St. Elizabeth. Call us at 876-356-4167.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. I'm your host, Stokeley Marshall. We are in the main watch. Now, you have probably heard some persons call other persons dunce. And it is a derogatory term, which indicates that someone is slow at learning. And to some extent, the term was institutionalized somewhat in the school system. And I know great efforts have been made to erase the use of that term. Now, more recently, there has been controversy in relation to items being branded with the term dunce or with the word dunce. And some are now pointing to dancehall culture as creating some fuel to add to the use of the term. In fact, some people are even going further and saying that there is a culture of dunceness that needs to be removed. We have as our guest today to look at this very interesting but somewhat sobering topic. Sobering from the point of view that we wonder why people are using this term now in the way it's being used more recently in some of our headlines. We have Mr. Michael Diamond, President of the Consumers Intervention Jamaica, and Stuart Jacobs. Mr. Jacobs is the President of the National Parent Teachers Association of Jamaica. Good morning, Mr. Jacobs. Good morning, Mr. Diamond.
Good morning, Stokeley, and good morning, Mr. Diamond.
Yes, good morning, sir. And good morning to your listeners.
First of all, remind us, Mr. Jacobs, I'm going to start with you in your capacity as President of the National Parent Teachers Association, PTA Association. Remind us, what is the meaning of the word dunce?
The meaning of the word dunce is someone who is slow in learning, having a difficulty in understanding and grasping ideas, have a difficulty in expressing these ideas. A dunce is also, one dictionary has it as an ass, person who's an ass, a bird brain, a blockhead, and one has it as an idiot. So that's basically what a dunce is, an idiot.
I see. And what is your take on the recent slapping of the word dunce on some school paraphernalia?
First, let me begin by saying that the school begins at home. Education begins at home. That teaching process, that exchange of knowledge, transfer of knowledge from a child to from an adult to a child, or just observation of other human behavior, observation of images. That's where the learning process begins. And therefore, the learning process, you want it to be one that is edifying, one that is positive, one that is keeping with high morals and standards, one that will set the platform for that child to be a performer, not just a performer, but a high performer. A dunce is not a high performer. And so the image that is portrayed on anything at all, paraphernalia, especially that of a school bag, we are going to an institution to de-dunce a society. You're going to an institution where you're going to try to at least guarantee that this society has no dunce. We have people who are able to think with all the cognitive thinking and to employ what is considered the critical thinking process. Where do we get into putting an image that is totally the opposite? It's contrary to what it is that you are, the standards that you have set. There's another thing to it though. The parent is also still learning. Because we will never stop learning, We never stop learning. And so the parent is seen as someone that continues to learn while the child is learning. Perhaps at a more advanced stage. Because many times we have seen where our kids surpass us in terms of academics, because we have pushed them so hard. We have given them what we didn't get, that opportunity that we didn't get when we were growing up. We push our children to get it so they can be twice or better off than than when we were at that stage of our life. So when you are going to do something that is going to create a hurdle for your child's growth and development, then it is where I get and the NPTAG gets very concerned, because the learning process, education system is for all. And it means that is the education system as it were failing? Are we failing as a country with the moral principles? And you mentioned dancehall culture just now. Dancehall culture has impacted positively on this country over the years. We have had some slangs and some lifestyles out of dancehall culture that has really impacted us very well. But there's a flip side to it, unfortunately. The genre has not done any good for itself, because it has allowed expression, fine, because we need that. That's how culture has developed. That's how civilization developed. You allow your people to express themselves, but expression must be tempered with responsibility. You must be responsible. And so when you have a dancehall culture that used to, or still does to some degree, dehumanizes the female and let sex becomes something that is so brutal, we now have shifted to then look at our children who are sent to school, and we have degraded the education system in a subliminal way, in a deliberate way, by saying that it is on the back of the class. I'm at the back of the class and I'm adult. No, but guess what?
Only because of time, I'm going to ask you to pause a moment, Mr. Jacobs. Let me bring in Mr. Diamond before we head to the break. Mr. Diamond, any thoughts?
Wow. Good morning again. It is a lot to unpack there. The reality is that, I do want to compliment the school administrators that, that are paying such keen attention to stuff like that, to even make it an issue. Yet, I also caution that...
1 second, Mr. Diamond. I think we are now upon the break. Hold that thought, listeners. Stay with us, please. We'll be right back on the Morning Watch.
Have questions about the availability of medication from your drugstore pharmacist? Ask your pharmacist. Contact the NHF to find out more. The time by the NHF is
7:15 a.m.
Touching lives every day, So many different ways, a part of all you do. Sagicor will make you feel secure. Reaching out for more, will always see you through. Reach for more, whatever you're dreaming, whatever your goals, will help you achieve them. You're never alone. Taking care of today's needs, take care of tomorrow's dreams. Every day helping you succeed, that's what Sagicor means. Today's needs, tomorrow's dreams. Sagicor.
Hello.
Hello?
Goodbye.
Goodbye? What are you doing?
I'm saying hello to peace of mind and goodbye to worry.
Oh, I'd like to say that too.
Well, with Guardian Life's new ultimate provider, you can secure your medical expenses in the event of critical illness ahead of time and benefit from their investment portfolio too.
Wow, so it's hello peace of mind.
And goodbye worry with Guardian Life's new ultimate provider. For more information, contact 888-367-5433 or talk to one of our representatives. Guardian Life. Live secure. Live easy.
I've been hearing about this constitutional reform thing. You know anything about it?
Yes, constitutional reform is a chance for us to Jamaicanize the constitution.
But how?
Enough things changed since 1962 and we've matured as a nation. So modernizing the constitution will reflect our current societal values.
Oh, a constitution for Jamaicans, approved by Jamaicans.
Are you ready for the journey? Join us on the road to Republic. Think independence, think Republic. A message from the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs.
Hate long wait times at the pharmacy? Me too! Well, I found Marshall's Pharmacy, located at Pathfinder Plaza, Greater Portmore. Great customer service, shorter wait times, all the local and international brands I want, plus print services powered by Print Corner. WhatsApp your prescriptions to 876-491-7841 and follow them on Instagram at Marshall's Pharmacy. Visit Marshall's Pharmacy in Greater Portmore today. They're open late every day, even on public holidays.
The world is full of job opportunities locally and overseas. Let us bring them to you. Register now at Distinction College located at 26 Hagley Park Road, Kingston, 6 Nugent Street, Spanish Town, and Ocho Rios. In 2 to 3 months, earn local and international certificates in housekeeping, food and beverage, food preparation, receptionist, and customer service. Qualified to work in hotels, cruise ships, restaurants, and businesses worldwide. No subjects required, no age limits, no entrance test. Day, evening, and Saturday classes begin very soon at low school fees, easy and flexible payment plans. Call us 356-4167.
What does AML mean? AML means anti-money laundering. Each financial institution assesses the money laundering risk of a customer before opening an account. If a customer is assessed as being low risk for money laundering, the financial institution can apply simplified customer due diligence requirements.
This financial literacy tip was brought to you by Bank of Jamaica, building an inclusive economy.
Get your Western Union back to school bonus from now until September 22. 50 winners of $10,000 every week. Millions in scholarships of up to $100,000 each. And double your Western Union money transfer in your GK1 wallet to get you ready for the new school year. You could be one of over 300 winners. Just download the GK1 app, receive a Western Union transfer in your GK1 wallet, and you're automatically entered to your back to school bonus. Visit gkmsonline.com for all the rules. Authorized under Section 58 of the Gaming Laws.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. I'm your host, Stokeley Marshall. We are in the first watch. The topic is dunce or fully bright. Our guests are Michael Diamond and Stuart Jacobs. Mr. Diamond, before the break, you were indicating to us that you were congratulating, in a nutshell, the principal.
Well,
but you were cautioning at the same time.
Yeah, because the
reality going too far. You prefer another word, Mr. Diamond?
Listen, the thing is that we know the responsibilities that we have as adults, and even a greater one as school administrators. And when we identify certain type of social trends that
what is the caution you wanted to leave? You were cautioning at the same time.
Yes, the caution is that just because you have the authority to do something doesn't mean that exercising that authority in that manner is right. Because remember,
What is wrong
You
with the
have to
man?
look.
What is wrong with the manner of his exercise of authority, in your opinion?
Considering the fact that there is the caution of not restricting children access to school just because that should not be a primary punishment. Now, we can all see the dangers in doing that. So when the response was first to imagine that you want to restrict children because of that particular item, of course, an alarm is going to be raised. But nevertheless, we have to look at these opportunities as an opportunity to guide, to teach, and also to learn from it. Because
You
what is
see that
happening
you see it
today,
as similar to denying a child access to school because maybe the pants are too tight or the skirt is too short.
not necessarily, but we can certainly draw correlations with that. But we have to also remember that the mindset of our generation today is certainly not the same mindset of the generation past. And
I'm glad you went to
understanding the
mindset. I'm
foundations of
so
that.
happy you went to mindset because I know that I'm cutting into what you're saying, but only because of time. Now, the persons who might gravitate to that song where it makes reference to, the word dance. Persons who might gravitate to that song, persons who might gravitate to, having a bag or other paraphernalia with that word on it. Let's look at that for a moment. Some of us might say, well, it's wrong to have the word dunce, pasted anywhere to describe us, because some might even say it's a curse you're putting on yourself. But maybe some people feel that they are not really part of the education system in terms of, well, I will always do well. Maybe I'm not considered bright. So I might as well just, quote unquote, not being specific here, be myself. And in any event, not everybody who is bright makes money. I don't know if anyone has seen that video where, in other words, you're seeing fancy cars and that kind of thing. So what's the big deal about being bright in the sense that you were describing, Mr. Jacobs, where you have academic achievement? Mr. Jacobs, I mean, some people might say, well, it's okay for you to not like the song, or okay for you to have an issue with the word "dance" pasted on the bag, but this is my life. This is how I live. And these are my values, Mr.
But,
Jacobs.
but Stokely, keep in mind, that if we are saying that,
Oh,
we
Mr.
do not want to. You hearing
Diamond, you're
me?
still commenting. Go ahead. Continue to
Women,
comment, Mr.
you
Diamond.
don't want, yes, you don't want to make the presumption that the individuals who are wearing an item that says dunce voluntarily are individuals who actually fit that criteria. That is absolutely incorrect.
No,
The
no,
individual,
no, no, not making a blanket statement. But some persons might say, it doesn't matter to me. This is my culture. This is what I want to do. And I'm glad he made that point. I'm wearing the bag that says dunce. It doesn't mean I'm dunce, but I identify with, the whole concept of wearing this item on my
Um,
bag. Mr. Diamond,
from my
or,
period,
or is it
from my
Mr.
period, from my
Mr. Jacobs?
I like to to steer the discussion by quoting one of the greatest writers of the church, Saint Augustine of Hippo. And Saint Augustine had a very profound statement that I think well, if some parents, who are doing it, look at it, they would probably change their mind. Right is right, even even if no one is doing it. Wrong is wrong, even if everyone is doing it. So not because it is the song has become popular, and everybody's walking around saying that they're a dunce, means that it is okay to do it because it's a subculture that has become popular. It has become popular for the person who sat and wrote that song, and the person who performed it, and the producer and the director of that song needs to introspect that what they are doing to this society that they now live in, this timeline that they are in, the time zone that they are in, they are not doing this time zone any good. Because the same way that you talk about gun lyrics and you desecrate what a female is the same thing you're doing now to our children. So
Mr. Jacobs, pick up in 1 minute, pick up in 1 moment, Mr. Jacobs. I hear all of what you're saying, and all of what you're saying sounds quite valuable. But if the student, a hypothetical here, the student might sit in class and say, well, I don't think I'm going to be getting A's. I don't think I'm going to come in the top 10. I don't, but it doesn't exclude me because I can make money doing X, Y, and Z, whether it's legal or illegal. And therefore, a song like this is what I find to be, in their mind, a good song, as much as we might not like it. Any thoughts on that? Because the truth is that many people do well academically and they are not necessarily making the big bucks. So this song might appeal to some of these people.
So are you saying then that success is measured purely on financial gains? If that's what you believe in.
No, Mr. Jacobs, it's a good question you ask, because many people assume that once you do well academically, it will lead to financial gain down the road. It doesn't always work that way.
No.
But
Mr. Diamond, you're coming in.
Yeah, man, let me chime in here. The thing is, we are enlarging the discussion a little bit too far. The reality of it is that
I don't think so, because some people.
Because think about this.
No, we're not. Because some people are going to say, I cannot excel in the system that you have put there for me.
Exactly,
so
but those are not.
Regardless. Go ahead, Mr.
Yes,
Diamond.
but those are not the people that are buying the Dunce book bag. The individuals you're referring to have a psychological issue to which they are going to be resistant, yes, but they're not going to buy something that openly say that they're dunce. What we're looking at here, passion doesn't determine a person's intelligence.
Because we're not insulting anybody at all. Love 101 FM is not insulting anyone, and I am not. But go ahead, Mr. Diamond.
But the reality of it is that fashion does not determine a person's intelligence. The reality is that we have done so many things contradictorily in front of our children. It's a simple thing as, think of this. We have a curriculum to this day that we know is wrong, but yet still we foster this curriculum to our children. When we are telling a child that Christopher Columbus discovered Jamaica, and they know this is not true, why have we not changed the language or the dialogue to reflect the truth? Rather, we perpetuate this foolishness. So the reality of it is that
Christopher Columbus did discover Jamaica.
Christopher Columbus arrived. We can say Christopher Columbus arrived in Jamaica or first arrived in Jamaica. We can change the language to reflect the truth. So the reality of the matter is that a child would then look at us as administrators and says we're fully bright, but they're being contradictory. So the expressions that we have from our generational youth, we can't just label everything across the board as is, because we as adults, we do not have a monopoly on the morality of our society. So we need to look deeper and have a greater understanding so that when we go ahead and put forth information, when we go ahead and give instruction, we have to make sure we're looking at the bigger picture and not just looking at it.
Totally out of time, but I will say for the record, I totally agree with the both of you. In fact, I will go deeper. I think you're putting a curse on yourself when you call yourself dunce or you wear that sort of paraphernalia, but that is my opinion. Gentlemen, I want to thank you for your time and for your thoughts. Very interesting discussion. This word dunce. The topic today was dunce or fully bright. Mr. Diamond, Mr. Jacobs, thank you so much for your time and for your thoughts. Listeners, we'll be right back on the Morning Watch.
Anything possible with a little savings in your hand.
The time by JM Bank is
7:30.
I fi follow Grace Sardine, follow the better flavor. Grace Sardine with the chef and the beginner. Follow the one with pepper, that are the winner. Shop on supermarket, everybody sell it. You all of them nice. Pass the part, make push it.
Grace Sardines, follow the better flavor.
Touching lives every day, so many different ways. A part of all you do. Sagicor will make you feel secure. Reaching out for more, we'll always see you through. Reach for more, whatever you're dreaming, whatever your goals, will help you achieve them. You're never alone. Taking care of today's needs, take care of tomorrow's dreams. Every day helping you succeed, that's what Sagicor means. Today's needs, tomorrow's dreams. Sagicor.
Every time my son send the liquor bottle for me, I have to go sit down and laugh all day like me have nothing else to do. No, sir, me no fear do this.
Tired of spending all day at the wharf to clear your barrel?
Driver, turn up that the little bit for me there.
Starting May 1, use contactless clearance to clear your non-commercial shipments and avoid the long wait. Call Jamaica Customs today at 876-922-51408 or email contactlessclearance@jca.gov.jm.
But God goody, me I go call customs and learn about the contactless clearance. Hook me up.
Less waiting, more convenience. Try Customs contactless clearance today.
Bible Society of the West Indies now has Bibles in stock for back to school. All versions are available at reasonable prices. Quantity discounts for bookstores and retailers. Visit them at 24 Hadley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. You can call or WhatsApp them at 876-339-3501 or email them at biblehouse@biblesocietywi.org.
Jamaica and its workforce are advancing quickly. Life-changing opportunities are arising. You need training and support. We are the Renewed Heart NSTA Trust, committed to providing new and emerging skills training and opportunities. Come to Heart. We'll help you claim your place in the workforce of the future.
Get qualified in Stage 1 Practical Nursing in only 6 months with City and Guild certificates at IIRQ Academy, located at 32 Hope Road, Kingston 10. Start online and face-to-face classes very soon and get qualified for local and overseas employment at affordable rates. Also available 7 to 9 months international certificate and diplomas in Level 3 certificate in early childhood education, Level 5 diploma in business management, pharmacy technician, medical assistant, medical lab technician, diploma in practical nursing, and travel tourism, hospitality, and entertainment. Register this month and get 2 subjects with your course for free. Call us at 876-322-4029 or 630-1084.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. I'm your host, Stokeley Marshall. Let's take a look at the newspapers to see what Jamaicans and others are saying and doing. And we have quite a couple of interesting stories in our daily newspapers. We have, among many other stories, in the Gleaner, Hurricane Gilbert. Memories still linger after 35 years. That famous date, September the 12th, 1988. We have in the Jamaica Observer. This story is of some concern, touches on refugees and international law. Entry denied. Rights group slams government after Haitian refugees returned home in under 24 hours. This story by Alicia Smith of the news of that newspaper. And, you know, many people don't realize that if you don't satisfy certain criteria to be a refugee, you can be returned, you know. It's not automatic. Anyway, perhaps more and none on that. We turn to Luke Jamaica News. US $4.2 billion in tourism earnings projected for 2023. Those and many other stories in our major daily newspapers and sites. Coming up next, we'll read for you some of the feedback from our Facebook, YouTube, and WhatsApp question, which is: what are your thoughts on any sort of messaging on school items? If you haven't done so yet, leave your responses on our Facebook or YouTube. Love One on FM Jamaica Live, and also WhatsApp comments and voice notes too. 876-9973-125 using the hashtag The Morning Watch. We'll be right back.
In what way does the Bible say that we have to behave, indulge, use, and share in entertainment as Christians? How do we present ourselves, and how much can we take in before it becomes a problem to our Christianity? Tuesday, September 12th on The Rock. Join host Bishop Harold Steve Blair and guests Tommy Cohen, O'Neill Watson, and Donald Stewart as they discuss the topic entertainment and the Christian life. That's The Rock, Tuesday, September 12th at 10 a.m. here on the family station Love 101, celebrating 30 years of music, family, and love.
Get ready for another inspiring show this Testimony Tuesday inside Alive, 1 to 5, September 13, packed with inspirational stories and island-flavored music. 1:45, we bring you the Brain Testing Metasize Listener Speak Edition. Stick around for prayer blast at 2 o'clock as we ring in the prayer bells of heaven. 2:15 inside the evidence, we hear from Tamara Davidson, who was shot and presumed dead, hospitalized for 9 months, but then God brought full healing. Then at 3 p.m., we go behind the pulpit with the anointed pastor and founder of the Winners in Christ Deliverance International Ministry, Apostle Tisha Downer Green. All this and more will come alive 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. September 12th with me, Sarah and the Trophy One, on the family station Love 101, celebrating 30 years of music, family, and love.
All true Christians,
The Jamaica Umbrella Groups of Churches presents Jamaica Pray, a mass prayer rally in Halfway Tree Square, Sunday, September 24 at 4 p.m. as we join hands and hearts and pray for the leaders of Jamaica, land we love. Let us place Jamaica on a righteous path. Let us, God's people, come together, humble ourselves, and pray that God will heal our land. It's Sunday, September 24 at 4 p.m. in Halfway Tree Square. Together, we are stronger.
Coming up on the next Campus Connection, it's our school nutrition show. We will be turning the spotlight on the connection between nutrition and learning.
Can students learn effectively while hungry? Can families be properly nourished on a low budget? Is breakfast really the most important meal of the day? Let's talk with our well-esteemed guests as we delve into these issues on Tuesday, September 12th at 5:30 p.m.
on the family station, Love 101, celebrating 30 years of music, family, and love.
Welcome back. You're tuned into the Morning Watch. I'm your host, Stokeley Marshall. Let's join Jukal for a look at how our Facebook and WhatsApp friends answer today's question, which is: what are your thoughts on any sort of messaging on school items, Jukal?
All right. Good morning. Good morning. So we have a lot of responses here today. The first one comes from Edna in Montego Bay. Let's hear what she has to say.
Good morning, Morning Watch. Good morning, Love 101 listeners and staff. My take on the messages that go on school accessories, it should be positive things, not negative. As for the word donks, I would say out with it, because donks, nobody wants to be called donks, even if they are, right? And they use a word for donks now. Either your donks or your bright. The proper word now is for donks is illiterate, and the proper word for bright is literate. So manufacturers should think before they do what they are doing. If you want to be impact people, put positive messages on those things that can impact both the student and others. That's my take.
All right, thank you, Edna. Edna is from Montego Bay. Cherry from Spanish Town says, "Good morning, everyone. We as parents must speak good, positive words or quotes over our children. Every child learns differently. Words have power, and what we speak is what we get. Speak good, be good, practice good." This next person, the name, okay, I'm not having a name here, but they said, "So I've been following the Dunce saga on the radio. When the person was connecting it to the song, it grieved me because I knew not the song, being dancehall. But if parents and guardians who should be facilitating and guiding children positively in an already cruel world are encouraging the quote bad boy narrative, then the bags should be banned." This is from his sister Ennis.
Jukal, thank you.
No problem.
Very interesting first watch. Very interesting comments. This whole matter of the use of the word dunce in the way it has been used recently raised all sorts of concerns.
Yeah.
You might even have people saying people should be free to express themselves how they want to. From a constitutional perspective, it raises all kinds of issues.
Definitely.
This conversation might continue. I don't agree with the use of the word dunce. Let me make that very clear. I do not. But there are a lot of things that it raises.
Yeah.
We move right into the second watch. Now, Jamaica is said to have not produced rice for over 40 years. We import 100% of the rice we eat, apparently. But if there is, or if there will be, a global rice shortage, how will that impact us? Our guests are Norman Grant, former president of the Jamaica Agricultural Society, and Alex Johnson. Mr. Johnson is a nutrition practitioner, and he's the director of Dietitian Corner, JA. Good morning, Mr. Grant.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning to all your listeners. And I salute all the farmers across the length and breadth of Jamaica, our true eras as we grow what we eat and eat what we grow.
Thank you, former Senator. Mr. Johnson, are you with us?
Good morning, everyone. Greetings to you all. Bless you.
We are almost upon a break already. Never enough time on the morning watch. Jumping right into it, gentlemen. Why are we importing 100% of the rice that we consume, if that is true, Mr. Grant?
Listen, for me, out of every crisis creates an opportunity. We have never been a rice growing country. At most, over the last 62 years, we may have grown up to about 25% of the rice that we consume. When I was president of the JAS in 2003, I launched the Grow What We Eat campaign, which was aimed to increase exports, increase the consumption and the production of locally grown produce, and reduce import. And that conversation and that campaign has been a game changer. I think the current situation as it relates to the shortage of rice on the world market creates a tremendous opportunity.
Is there really a shortage on the world market?
Well, I don't think that
hold that thought, former Senator, because we are already upon a break, and we have not forgotten you at all, Mr. Johnson. Listeners, don't go anywhere at all. We'll be right back on the Morning Watch.
Sardine for the chef and the beginner. Follow the one with pepper, that are the winner. Shop on supermarkets, everybody
Great sardines, follow the better flavor.
The time is 7:45.
Josie, 4 of you done. Head 4 but the hot in your hand. Josie, 4 of you done. time by KMO in a fan. Grab 4 of the nicest spotty. Just be a gun, make your day well. Happy beef, chicken, veggie, or plant-based. Make ears full of mouth with tears. Josie, 4 of your gun. Get 4 party hot in iron. Josie, 4 of your gun. Get 4 juicy patties for just $1,000 now. Promotion ends October 6th. Conditions apply.
At Flow, we are determined to get it right. Now, over 60% of Jamaica has access to our fiber fast network, with over 800 communities being upgraded since 2020. And there's more to come. Everything we're doing is inspired by our harshest critic, you. Join Jamaica's fiber fast network and rediscover Flow today.
To be an Olympic champion, you have to train every day. Spikes, gears, bag, oh, forgetting hydration, seatbelt. With my training routine, GKG Online saves me plenty of time. It's the fastest and easiest way to get a quote or your motor insurance coverage. GKG Online, that's it. Yes, really. Click, that's it. It's faster than a 110 hurdle race.
Visit gkgonline.com today.
Do you have questions about the availability of medication from your drugstore pharmacist? Ask your pharmacist. Contact your pharmacist today by using our online request form via our website, calling 876-906-1106 or texting 876-219-9937. Mondays to Fridays, 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. or by emailing rxsupport@nhf.org.jm. NHF is here for health. NHF is here for you. Ask your pharmacist.
From generation to generation, Jamaicans have depended on J&B Bank to make the pride and joy of providing a safe place for their families possible. Now, with no processing fees and no down payment mortgage options, you can open the door to your own sweet home, a legacy to hand to your next generation. Visit jnbank.com to get pre-approved today. J&B Bank will help you find a way.
Get your Western Union back to school bonus from now until September 22. 50 winners of $10,000 every week. Millions in scholarships of up to $100,000 each. And double your Western Union money transfer in your GK1 wallet to get you ready for the new school year. You could be one of over 300 winners. Just download the GK1 app, receive a Western Union transfer in your GK1 wallet, and you're automatically entered to your back to school bonus. Visit gkmsonline.com for all the rules. Authorized under Section 58 of the Betting Gaming House.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. I'm your host, Stokeley Marshall. We are in the second watch. The topic is a global rice shortage, possible impact on Jamaica. Well, it's a question. A global rice shortage, possible impact on Jamaica. And our guests are Norman Grant, former Senator Norman Grant, and Alex Johnson. Mr. Grant, before the break, I was raising the question with you. Is there really a global rice shortage? And you are responding.
Well, right. So there are two issues. Is there a global rice shortage? There could be. One, how much rice do we produce in Jamaica? 0. How much rice do we consume in Jamaica? A whole heap. How do we get it? We import it. So I am saying that there is a big opportunity for substitute, import substitute. We can grow more pumpkin, more yam, more sweet potato, more breadfruit, more banana, and all of those that I ticked off, right? More cocoa, all of those that I ticked off are a lot more healthier carbohydrates. So I'm saying what, our yam exports is in excess of $40 million. So I'm saying what we actually need to do is to, provide the type of support to 200,000 farmers to go into production of those areas that can create substitution. Cassava is one of them as well. So I would also advocate the whole question of the growing of rice needs specific conditionalities. I remember when Roger Clark was Minister of Agriculture, he ran a few pilot projects, but we were not patient enough. I think we can also grow some amount of rice. It's going to be more expensive, but we know that the quality of our rice is also excellent over the years. And the final thing, Guyana, our next door neighbor, grow a lot of rice. So there's a lot of landmass. So we can also look on what Guyana needs, and what we can produce a lot of. And we can do bartering, So I think that the opportunity for us is very, very exciting. We should not see it as a crisis, but we again should see it as an opportunity that can create value and healthier food for our people.
Interesting how you brought up Guyana and the context in which you did, but alas, because of time, I want to quickly bring in Alex Johnson. Mr. Johnson, you heard Mr. Grant indicate that there are healthier options that we can grow here in Jamaica. You are a nutrition practitioner. Your thoughts on Jamaica producing rice, and your thoughts on Jamaica perhaps instead relying more on some of the things we already have?
I agree 100% with Mr. Grant in terms of carbohydrate substitution. So rice is a part of our staple group. We have 6 food groups, and rice is a staple. We classify rice as a staple, and to be more in depth, we classify it as a cereal. And for us, rice has become one of our most consumed staples, but rice is not the only staple. So Mr. Grant would have highlighted the importance of our ground provision. I am really shocked that our culture, we have adopted this, rice culture, because rice is quicker to cook. You just throw it on the stove, you put a little water, you cover it, and the rice steam, and you eat, and it can share for a larger quantity. So now we are looking at affordability, we are looking at availability, but I agree 100% with Mr. Grant that the introduction of more grown provision in our diet, one, it is healthier, because now we are introducing foods that are not refined carbohydrates. So these are complex carbs that our body takes longer to break down, and especially for our diabetics, sweet potato, breadfruit, those type of grown provision, those type of starchy roots and tubers, etc., is a healthier option for our staple foods. So I encourage Jamaicans to look more into your staples, your grown provisions, as being your main staple. So, your yam, your dumpling, and we're not talking about 6 boiled dumpling or 6-finger banana. We're still talking in moderation, because some Jamaicans, we eat too much rice. So instead of our 3 servings of staples, we are eating 6 servings of staples when you look at the amount of rice that is served for the staple portion. So I support Mr. Grant's point this morning that as a Jamaican population, we can now start looking and producing more grown provision so that we can get back to that stage where yam, dumpling, and banana is a part of our diet, and not just this rice and this. And we're having rice now that are quick, easy to do cereal, right? Where it is already seasoned, and you just put it in the pot, or you can even put it in the microwave. So persons are moving more to convenience. They have purchased rice cookers, which is making the rice preparation quicker. So we now need to sensitize people on the utilizing other grown provision, other staples, and we can now have a diet with more variety, where we're including different type of staple foods.
Mr. Johnson, is it that consuming a lot of rice can cause weight gain?
Well, consuming too much of anything can cause weight gain in terms of staple carbohydrates, because overconsumption of any of your 6 food groups can be bad. So we want to ensure that we are doing everything in moderation. So the 1 serving of rice, for example, or 1 serving of staple, we're using rice as an example, is a 1/3 cup. You have some persons who are eating more than 1/3 cup of rice for 1 serving. So overconsumption of any form of carbohydrate now is unhealthy. So we want to ensure that whatever we are doing, we're doing it in moderation. And I realize we have this culture where we go to the restaurant and they ask if you want pasta or raw veg. Pasta is not a vegetable option. So we are now adding 2 types of staples because macaroni is a staple and we are having rice also as a staple. So we are consuming too much carbohydrates as a population. So looking
Very
into our
interesting.
ground provisions, our yam, or dasheen, or cocoa, or cassava, or plantain, breadfruit, these type of things now we can start to introduce as a part of our diet.
Mr.
Yes,
Grant,
right.
how should
Yes,
we
sir.
respond to all of this? You said it's an opportunity. You made mention of Ghana, almost as if Ghana and Jamaica are part of the same country. I listened to you very carefully, sir. I don't know if that's what you meant.
No, because I'm a
But
regionalist.
that's how it sounded.
Right. Now, I'm a regionalist. And when I was
see.
president of the JS, I established the Caribbean Farmers Association Network.
Oh,
I'm
you did?
first
Okay.
chairman, yes, where I tried to bring in countries like Haiti and Cuba. And one of really the strategy then, which unfortunately since I left office, we have kind of dropped the ball there, is to see how we can utilize the massive land in the region. Because when you take into account, you're talking about $1 billion worth of.
Stick up in, Mr. Grant. I hear where you're going. You're a regionalist. Some persons might. Let me finish, Mr. Grant. No, man, I'm following you loud. I'm following you. I hear you loud and clear, sir. You're a regionalist, so you're saying maybe Guyana can do more rice while Jamaica does more of something else. I don't know if that's what you meant, but that's what it kind of sounded.
That's what I was saying. Guyana produced a lot of rice.
So let me ask this question now, Mr. Grant. Suppose someone, let me finish. Suppose someone is a globalist and they'll say, well, let India produce all the rice, Jamaica produce this, and the USA produce that. So if there's a rice shortage, it just means that India should produce more. I don't know. I mean, your thoughts on that?
No, all globalists are first nationalists and then regionalists. I'm a nationalist.
Understood.
Right?
Just thought I'd put that one in the mix.
And therefore, what I would like to see, as Mr. Johnson says, is us to increase our production of those local staples. I would say to him, add exercise to the program, because what is also happening is a lot of consumption but no exercise.
Not enough or none at all.
You increase the cost of healthcare, etc. So I really think that we need to go back to basic. The Prime Minister said the other day, 30% of our arable land, only less than 30% of our arable land is in cultivation. So if we make it as a target and an objective to get those arable land into production, even though rice stretches, you can increase your other staples, your yam, your bananas, your...
Mr. Grant, we have to leave it there only because of time. We have to, Mr. Grant, Grant, because of time, we have to leave it there today. We're completely out of time.
You have to re-engage me again, man. You're teasing me up.
Mr. Grant, thank you so much. And Mr. Johnson, thank you so much. And thank you, listeners, for being with us. Join us again tomorrow as we go to other topical and controversial issues. And of course, visit our Love 101 FM YouTube channel and Facebook page for this and all other Love 101 FM programs. Download our Love 101 app. And we are, of course, the #1 gospel station in Jamaica. This has been the Morning Watch. Thanks to our producer, Kathy Gale, and to our guests. I am Stokeley Marshall, handing you back to Love in the Morning with Jakal.